Hi, everyone. Tim Gaybar, Superintendent of Mount Pleasant Area School District. Joining me today is Mrs. Anna Hare. Mrs. Anna Hare has been the coordinator of special education for quite some time, and this year she's taking on a couple different roles. She's going to be our director of special education as well as our principal at Donegal Elementary with our K-3 students at Donegal. And thank you for joining us today. What we generally like to do is to give people an opportunity to make connect a face with a name and just talk a little bit about the upcoming year and see what's been happening. And I know Anna's at a little bit of a disadvantage because you haven't really joined us full-time in this particular position until August 1st. But I know you've been in touch with Mr. Breyer in the transition, and you've been in the special education world for quite some time working on that. But if you're talking about Donegal specifically, and I know when people leave in May and they come back in August, there's a lot that takes place in the buildings. And any communications with Mr. Syback or anything relative to the building, what do you know has been taking place relative to maintenance, cleaning, custodial, anything like that, or even capital projects at Donegal Elementary?
Most of Donegal's mostly just been cleaning. He did say there's some painting that occurred to brighten up some areas, but other than that, it's the cleaning and getting ready for the new school year.
Okay, yeah, and then when they do the clean, I know Roy up there doing a lot of his work. And cleaning is they take a lot out of the classrooms and completely purge the classrooms, put them in the hallway, and then do the cleaning from the lights all the way down to the floors and put everything back in. And I've been up there and it looks great. I mean, they've been doing a fantastic job. I think our custodial staff is second to none. Families come back in one of our traditional evenings, which is the welcome back evening. And I think it's August 22nd is the elementary. What could the parents expect when they come in on August 22nd at welcome back night when they come to Donegal Elementary?
Parents can expect to get a tour of the building. They can meet the staff. They can come into the classrooms, talk about the expectations and learn about the curriculum that their students will be receiving during the school year.
Awesome. And I know we also bring in like Nutrition Incorporated will be there, right? I should say the nutrition group. Yeah. And folks from DMJ Transportation. So any questions you may have relative to the nutrition group or transportation, those folks will always be there to assist and answer any questions. So as we move into the 24-25 school year, I know you've been involved in the district level with a lot of initiatives taking place at Norvell and Ramsey with MTSS, which is the multi-tiered system of supports, and PBIS, the positive behavioral interventions and supports. Like, what initiatives do you expect at Donegal this year relative to that, or anything different?
Well, I know that Donegal had started implementing the school-wide positive behavior supports system last year, so obviously going to continue to improve upon those efforts. I would like to start conversations there with MTSS. I don't believe that there has been a big emphasis on data and database decision-making, so I think that's where I'm going to start with the staff on what that could look like within that building.
Awesome. That sounds great. And we've had some successes. It's been hitting in different points at different times in different buildings.
Yes.
And it's one of those things that takes time to get building, and now we're starting to see some great benefit from it in a lot of places throughout the district. So, and I do know at Donegal Elementary, there was a shift with the fourth grade is now at Ramsey, so it's kindergarten through third. And that provides some great benefit to the schedule.
Absolutely.
It provides more opportunity for interventions and enrichments that we had not had in the past. And I know Mr. Breyer being so involved in the past, have you had a chance to work with him a little bit about that schedule and see what that looks like for the upcoming year?
Yes, he's been very helpful. So he's done all of that legwork for me, and he's going to help guide me through that process that I learned it during the school year.
Yeah, and what that means for anybody out there is that there'll be more time on task for math and for your reading for some of those courses because the way the schedule is able to shift with the amount of students and amount of staff and what have you, it just really provides that opportunity for more interventions and enrichments and just a more robust experience all the way around. So, and that becomes the same thing at the other buildings now. Everybody sort of has that schedule that enables that time for that. So
yes.
It's exciting to see that coming in. Any specific items your parents would need to know as the beginning of the school year approaches?
We're going to start mailings this year. For the parents of our kindergarten students, we're going to do a staggered start, so they'll get information about that, but we're going to divide the kindergarten classroom into thirds. So some students will come on August 26th with their parents. Some will come on the 27th. Some will report on the 28th. Again, everybody will receive mailings that will include all that information, and then all kindergarten students will start regularly on August 29th.
Yeah, and that's an awesome way to start. That staggered start is it's for the class of 2037, I believe that is coming, and it's a great way to just take your time, understand, and not feel overwhelmed on day one. Coming in, you get to take it in small chunks, and by the time they start after that, everybody's on the same page and ready to go. We've seen great success with that, and so we're looking forward to that for this year. And Mrs. Hare, when you look at the special education piece of it, any information regarding special education overall for 24-25 coming into the school year that you'd like to speak of?
Well, we have a lot going on. We were just recently selected to be part of the Autism Initiative, so we'll have our life skills teachers at Norbout and Ramsey will receive some extensive training on that. We will identify some coaching so that some of those strategies and educational practices that they will learn, we can then take into the regular ed classroom or either our learning support classrooms as well. We have a bunch of interventions that we just purchased from K to 8, so we'll be working on getting all the staff trained and implementing all of those to see how that they improve educational outcomes for our students. The biggest thing as far as special education this year is it's our cyclical monitoring year. So March of this year is when we will be monitored, which we are monitored every approximately 6 years by the state. This is our year. Some of our parents will be heavily involved in that process. I don't have information specific to names yet. Once I do and who's chosen, I will reach out and alert those families. So the special education staff and I will spend the majority of this year preparing for that monitoring process.
Yes, and I remember the last time we went through it, we did a great job with that. We did. Had some great feedback and made some great strides. So under your leadership, look forward to seeing that come through and in the same way. So well, thank you for spending a little bit of time with us, Mrs. Hare. This gives those folks at Donegal the opportunity to see you and at least a face with a name and get a little bit of information. Welcome Back Night's coming up on August 22nd, so look forward to seeing everybody there. And I know myself, along with Mrs. Hare and everybody in the district, we're looking forward to an exciting 24-25 school year, and we're here to serve and assist in whatever way we can. So thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
Have a great day.